I used to believe love was something you had to work for. That if it felt heavy, it meant it was real. That if it hurt sometimes, it was because it mattered. No one told me that love was not supposed to feel like survival. I chose a man I thought would become someone else. I chose patience over truth. I chose hope over clarity. And by the time I understood what I had done, most of my life was already behind me. When I was younger, I believed I was strong. I believed that because I could endure, I should. I believed that loyalty meant staying, even when staying cost me parts of myself. I was the kind of woman people admired, reliable, calm, understanding, the woman who held everything together. What they didn't see was how much of myself I was quietly setting aside to make everything work. I didn't enter love naïve. I entered it hopeful. I believed effort could fix what honesty never touched. I believed time would soften what respect never shaped. I believed that if I loved well enough, I would be loved back the same way. He wasn't unkind in obvious ways. That's what made it harder. He didn't yell. He didn't hit. He didn't leave. He simply made it clear, slowly, subtly, that my needs were inconvenient. My excitement felt childish to him. My dreams felt unrealistic. My emotions felt excessive. Whenever I spoke with certainty, he responded with silence. Whenever I asked for more, he gave me just enough to keep me hoping. And I learned, without realizing it, to speak less. I didn't lose myself all at once. It happened in adjustments so small they felt responsible. I adjusted my expectations. I adjusted my tone. I adjusted my timing. I adjusted my dreams. I learned when to stop talking. I learned when to smile instead of question. I learned when it was easier to let things go. People praised me for being easy, for being supportive, for not asking for much. They never asked why I no longer asked for anything at all. I stayed because leaving felt terrifying. I stayed because I had already invested so much time. I stayed because I feared being alone more than I feared being unseen. I stayed because starting over felt like admitting failure. I told myself love wasn't supposed to be easy, that everyone sacrificed, that this was simply what adulthood looked like. No one warned me that sacrifice without reciprocity becomes self-erasure. I didn't want to be the woman who gave up, so I became the woman who gave herself away. Years passed quietly, not dramatically, not explosively. Just 1 year blending into the next. I watched seasons change. I watched my reflection age. I watched my life become smaller. There were moments of happiness, but they felt borrowed, conditional, temporary. I learned not to expect too much from joy. I learned not to trust peace. I learned how to survive instead of how to live. The loneliest moments were not when I was alone. They were when I sat beside someone who no longer saw me. Loneliness inside a relationship is a quiet kind of pain. It doesn't scream, it settles. It teaches you to lower your voice, lower your needs, lower your expectations, until one day you realize you have lowered yourself completely. The moment of truth didn't come during an argument. It came during an ordinary evening. I was standing in front of a mirror preparing for nothing special. And I noticed something I hadn't seen before. The woman looking back at me looked tired in a way sleep could not fix. Not tired from work, not tired from age, tired from pretending. I realized I could not remember the last time I felt deeply chosen. Not tolerated, not accepted. Chosen, and for the first time I allowed myself to ask a dangerous question. If nothing ever changes, can I live the rest of my life like this? The hardest truth was not that I chose the wrong man. It was that I kept choosing him. Every day I stayed silent. Every time I minimized myself. Every moment I accepted less than I needed. I wasn't trapped. I was afraid of being alone. Afraid of uncertainty, afraid of discovering who I might be without him. And fear, I learned too late, is a terrible foundation for love. It cost me time that cannot be refunded or replaced. It cost me confidence. I forgot what my voice sounded like when it wasn't apologizing. It cost me opportunity, dreams postponed until someday. Someday never came. It cost me myself, and the most painful part was realizing no one had taken these things from me. I had handed them over slowly. No one tells women how easy it is to disappear while being praised. No one tells women that being understanding can become a habit that harms you. No one tells women that patience is only virtuous when it is mutual. We are taught to endure, to compromise, to wait, but we are rarely taught how to leave. If I could speak to my younger self, I would tell her this: love should not make you feel small. Peace should not feel unfamiliar. Silence should not be the price of staying. You should not have to earn kindness. You should not have to beg for attention. You should not have to disappear to be loved. And if you feel lonely beside someone, listen to that feeling. It is not weakness. It is clarity trying to reach you. If you are listening to this now and something inside you feels unsettled, please pause. That feeling is not fear. It is wisdom. You do not need permission to want more. You do not need proof to trust yourself. You do not have to wait until time teaches you the lesson harshly. You are allowed to choose yourself before it is too late. I learned this too late, but you don't have to if you are still choosing, still deciding, still wondering. Listen carefully to how you feel when no one is watching. Time does not slow down, but clarity arrives the moment we stop lying to ourselves. And sometimes, the bravest thing a woman can do is choose herself before time makes the decision for her. If this story stayed with you, stay here. There are more lessons I wish I had learned sooner.